Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin, Master Certified Life Coach and Mindset Coach.
I'm Sandra Priestley. I'm a leadership coach and I'm a feng shui practitioner. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
I want to start with this, that you sent this text.
Yes.
With it, that we were recommended. I did not catch it until just like 2 seconds ago, but we were recommended by YouTube.
Yes. Yeah. They just pushed it out there. I was coming home and I had this amazing day and I was really kind of feeling in the vortex, and I kept hearing my phone go off while I'm driving, but I don't look at it when I'm driving. And so I pull in the garage and I pick up my phone and there it is. YouTube recommends Leigh Kubin and Sandra Priestley. And I was like, oh my gosh.
This is so cool. You sent it to me and I was like, man, I didn't respond. I thought, wow, that's cool. Like I did think,
yeah, you did respond.
Oh, well, that's cool. But I didn't really grasp what it meant.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought that it was, I don't know what I thought, but I'm like, this is friggin' awesome. YouTube is recommending us because we're awesome.
There you go.
And they captured it.
They captured it.
Yay.
Sure.
Okay. Like cheers to us.
Cheers to us. What are you drinking? Cheers.
Today, cheers. I am drinking aviation gin with this San Pellegrino Momenti pomegranate and black currant Italian sparkling drink, like sparkling water. Yeah, it's actually really tasty. And while aviation gin comes in a nice bottle, the
there's still a can.
Comes in a can. What are you?
Okay.
Water.
So today I'm trying to be like Sandra because I have a can.
Yay.
And it is called Liquid Death.
Oh.
This was recommended.
Now it's the podcast of Sandra Priestley.
This was recommended to me by one of my patients whose husband will drink these when he goes to parties because people think they're beer. Like he'll put a koozie on it and it looks like a beer, but it's just sparkling water.
Cool.
So
what's the deal? What does it say on the can? Like why
it says sparkling water. There's really no story as to why.
There's no story?
Just a scary looking little can.
Liquid Death.
Yeah.
Well, I do not love water. I got to tell you. So maybe that's why it is. But wouldn't that be cool branding? You know how I love brand.
Because it's kind of like a skull and
yeah, like it needs a story on the can.
It does need a story. We should write a story and send it to them.
Yeah. They need a marketing.
Sign it, Sandra and Leigh.
Yeah, marketing.
Yes.
New business. Okay. What happened to you this week? You sent me a couple texts saying, I have topics this week. And and I don't know what they are. So I'm like dying to know the stories.
Okay. So we went to Houston this weekend.
Okay.
We went to see Billy Joel on Friday night. And it was amazing. It was this walk down memory lane. You could feel like all these different memories and times in your life. And it was interesting because he has some songs that I'm not a fan of that I had totally, like I heard him and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Wasn't a fan of that song. But there were other songs that would like bring you to your feet, that would bring you back to this moment. Yeah. And it was just amazing. And so we had fun and we did that on Friday. But before we went to the show on Friday, we had so much going on this weekend. Was it Friday or Saturday? No, it was Saturday. It was after the show. The next morning we got up, we had breakfast, and we had rented an Airbnb house in the Heights. And in the bathroom was this magnifying mirror with lights. It was like two-sided. So one you could put on your makeup with, and one you could see all of your flaws with.
Oh,
now.
Love those. Very, very handy when you have facial hair, though, that you're trying to get rid of.
Super duper handy, Sandra.
Yeah.
So I flip it over, and I recommend everyone go out and buy one. But my thing is, you never look in it if you're having a bad day or if your self-esteem is not in a good place.
That's a good point.
You know, if you're feeling like an ogre, then maybe you shouldn't look in that mirror because you're gonna see
It will justify it.
So I flip over the mirror and I'm looking and I'm like, oh dear God. Now, I had my tweezers ready to go, but I could feel this little hair here. And what I've gotten so good at doing is when I feel them, I can just kind of, well, I couldn't quite put the tweezer on it. So I'm looking in the mirror at that hair and I get it immediately and boom, it's gone. What I didn't anticipate were the amount of black hairs in patches on my face. Sandra, it was awful. I mean, I got them all, but I had no clue. And the girl that does my dermaplaning, do you think she told me, hey, Leigh, you got a shit ton of black hairs? Like, she could say, you need laser hair on your face, honey. And I would say, here is my card. Like, why do people not tell you these things?
Right? I know. Do you want to know something? Okay, before you tell me the other story. This is so funny because I was talking to a client of mine and she was saying that she was doing this training. Like, this is probably subliminal meant for me, but I like, you know, she said she was doing this training and it was about the sandwich technique, right? Like, you know, you say something kind, you kick someone's ass, you end with something kind.
Yes.
And so I said, yeah, I don't eat bread. Because I don't think there's any point. I mean, it's a nice thing to do, but if you're going to say, well, you did a really good job, but negates what you said. So you might as well not say it. And like A and B, I think there's just no time for fluff because a lot of times we spend time doing this, right? Like, it's like, oh yes, dermaplane away. And this poor girl, you know, she's thinking, my God, she's like, you know, Hugh Jackman.
You know what Paul said? You're proof that we evolved from apes. That's what Paul said.
But yeah, really, I would much rather, I want to go to someone that says, girl,
we need to get this shit taken care of.
You've got some problems.
Yeah.
Dermaplane isn't doing it anymore. We need an axe
grinder. And the dermaplane will do it for a minute, but you need to kill that sucker at the source.
Yeah. Yeah. Like right at the root. It's got to be
right at the root.
And yeah. And so I am the girl that says, like, I don't have time for fluff. I never did. And I would say to, even when I was at work, I'd say to my team, like, if you're coming to me for flowers and rainbows, you got to get yourself on another fucking team because I don't have it. I was a, you know, good parole officer. Like, it's just no time for flowers and rainbows. And like, you know,
you're like, no.
And that's how I like to be coached too.
Yeah.
Like, when you say to me, like, what are you doing? Like, you could Botox those things between your eyebrows. You know, like, I much rather that than someone go, oh, don't you look cute? I love them.
It's character.
Yeah, it shows you're aged well.
Yes.
It's champagne or a good wine. No. It says that I have spent way too much time looking in the mirror going, what the fuck? Like, and that's why I have those lines there.
What the fuck lines?
They're what the fuck lines. Anyway.
Okay.
Gosh. Okay. So Hugh, I'm going to call you Hugh Jackman now until you think
that's my new name. I'm not Wonder Woman anymore. I'm fucking Hugh Jackman.
The big side chops. Oh my gosh. And the scary thing is now I need one of these mirrors.
Yes, I think everyone does, because I was able to just sit there and find these little patches and start plucking. And then I ordered one that had arrived before I got home.
Wow.
So when I got home, I got my little dermaplane thing out because
Yeah.
the blonde stuff
Yeah.
was so bad that I just sat in my bathroom and dermaplaned my face for 30 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
wow. Yes,
my face should be in tip-top shape now.
I think you have to be in a really good mood to look on that like magnifying side though. I totally agree. Like you've got, oh, maybe it will put you in a bad mood, but like maybe you just have to have a drink. Grab a glass of wine and drink it first, and then not too much, or
you'll cut yourself.
Yeah, but just enough so that you don't start to cry.
Yeah, and then pluck those hairs out, flip it over, and put your face on.
Right, tweezers in one hand, cell phone to the dermaplane chick, the laser treatment.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we went to this little AAA baseball team. It was called the Space Cowboys, and they're like an affiliate of the Astros.
Nice.
And we had box seats, so it was great. And it was just the perfect little baseball night, and I love baseball. It kind of brings me back to childhood and all of that. But
and so before you start, how many people would go to this game? Like how many people are at a AAA game? Like, is it like football in the States, college football in the States, where it's like 50,000 people?
No, it was a smaller venue, I think, but like we were in box seats. So we had our own little area where they had food out for us. And
nice. Like
and there were plenty of people up there.
Okay.
But then on different levels, there were more people. Okay. I don't know, a couple, 5,000.
Nice.
I mean, I'm making that up. I really have no idea.
All right. Now,
but it seemed like a lot of people. It wasn't. Oh, there you go. So we're sitting there watching the game, and there is this man in the stands who's heckling the other team's pitcher.
Oh.
And I'm listening to him, and I'm like, asked Paul, I'm like, what is he doing? He goes, oh, he's just heckling him. He's just trying to mess him up. And I was like, well, that sucks. Like, even though it's my team.
Yeah.
Like, or, it's not my team. Yeah. That's someone's kid out there.
Yeah.
And then I'm watching this guy, and he's doing amazing. It's like he's tuned this heckler out. Can't hear him. And I'm watching him going, that's his secret. He has found a way to tune this guy out, because if he was listening to this guy, he'd be in the fetal position on the field.
Oh my gosh.
And then I started thinking, we all have hecklers. We all in life have people going, you can't do that. You're not good enough to do that. Whatever those things are that make us go, oh my God, I can't do that. Nope, I don't want to do that. Instead of knowing who we are and what we're doing and where we're going and doing it.
And I think the worst of the hecklers is ourselves.
Absolutely. 100%.
Because if you think about it, like I used to say this, I used to say it with pride, which is actually quite embarrassing. But I used to say that no one outside of me can be meaner to me than I am. Not a great thing to be proud of.
But I think it's true for most of us.
I think so, but I used to almost like celebrate that, like, oh, no one outside of me is going to bring me down, because whatever I fear you're going to say, I've already said it to myself and worse. And then I really started to open up with compassion for myself and listening to the things that I said to myself as though they were like an outside heckler. Like I wouldn't put up with it from someone else.
No,
not
for a minute.
Not for a minute. I mean, I am no pro baseball player, but I wouldn't allow that, like on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. I had to unfollow, block You know, I don't have to take that. I can walk away. I don't have to take that. That poor bugger was as stuck with the guy in the stands as we are with the person in our heads.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, good for him for being able to tune it out and not even
It was
hear it.
fascinating to watch.
Yeah.
It was, you could see he had no interest in what that guy was saying. It was like he didn't exist. And that's a skill.
Yeah. I wonder if
For
he could
sure.
hear him, or if he like could just if he tuned out what he said, or if he tuned out his voice completely, like if he couldn't hear him at all, because he had that ability. Yeah.
Maybe.
My son used to always say, I can't hear you, you know. And I'm like, oh, yes, you can.
Then I'll scream a little louder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one time Logan told Paul enough.
Oh, gosh.
Paul was like, oh, okay.
But it's so, we're so awful to ourselves.
Yeah.
And then also, why do we think, this is a whole other probably podcast topic, but it is shocking to me that people think it is okay to scream and yell from the stands, to judge so harshly, and to scream and yell at someone's kid and someone's dad and someone's husband and someone's wife. And so why do
instead
we
of just cheering on the kids or the players
or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like I can't get over it. I have sat in so many hockey rinks, so many rugby fields, so many soccer fields, so many football fields, and watched either my kids, or I have been the one on the ice, you know, who has some jackass saying something in the stands. And also just like watching professional sports, even on social media. That people will say as keyboard warriors. At what point in time did we think this was okay to be this type of human?
Yeah, I know. And it doesn't feel good to say it.
Like if you
really are in tune with yourself and you listen to the way you feel when you say something like that, it cannot feel good.
Right. Like it's amazing to me. I watch some teams, you know, and when they're winning, everyone thinks they're amazing. And when they're losing, everyone says that they're stupid. And I'm thinking, come on, like, you have to have some type of allegiance to this team you say you love, whether they're winning or not.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
But how amazing for that. Like, what an amazing skill.
Yeah.
For that pitcher.
Yeah.
It was a pitcher, did you say?
Yeah.
What an amazing skill to already have at this age.
Well, that, and imagine if we all developed that skill where we could tune out that noise.
Yeah.
And focus on what we want and go for it. When we got off the call last Thursday, my mother had texted me and said, hey, have you talked to Nikki? And she's a childhood friend. And I haven't, I bet it's been 12 years since I've seen her, 10, 12 years, briefly.
Okay.
Before that, it was probably 7. I mean, so we were friends as children and roommates right out of high school, and just have lost contact. I mean, we keep in contact, but we live in different cities. She's married, raising kids. Her kids are a little bit younger than mine. But anyway, I said, I have not talked to her, but she told me that she texted me and she told me that she's going through a divorce. And I told her, you know, let me know what you need. I said, but I haven't reached out to her. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, I think I better reach out to her. So I shot her a text and thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. Well, she called me.
Okay.
And so she's kind of going through the rundown of what's going on in her life and a little bit of the turmoil and all that. And then now she's going to be divorced. And I think it was because I was on the phone with you. And I was in that mode. And she's telling me all this stuff. And I get excited and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like, what is next?
Chapter. Let's turn the page and go.
And she's like, what are you talking about?
Did you fucking hear me, you crazy loon?
I'm getting divorced. Like, what are you talking about? What am I going to do? What's my next chapter? And I was just like, I am so sorry. I said, I just know that there's something out there new for you because this is ending. So something else is beginning. And you've been giving to these kids and this man for 20 years. And now it's time for you. What are you going to do with that time? Yeah. And she didn't really get it. But as we continued to talk, and she'd start complaining. And I'm like, don't get stuck here.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't matter. None of this matters. And we're wrapping up the phone call, and she probably thinks I'm certifiable at this point. But she's like, okay, I'm going to think about what you said. I'm going to think about it. And I thought, okay, that's a step. Yeah. From someone that I probably speak a different language than. Yeah. You know? But that was fun to watch that little, because to me, that's a light bulb. Yeah. And we never know who we're planting a seed with. When we get excited that they're getting divorced.
I know. Woohoo, cheers. Hey. What were you drinking last week? Maybe.
I think I was just drinking wine.
Oh, well.
Oh, no.
Blame it on the rum.
No, it was not the rum. No, I think I was on whiskey because I didn't have to go anywhere last week.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I did some Fireball. Yeah.
Maybe.
Or Catch Fire.
Maybe take all of your calls after that or none of them, one or the other. But I mean, can you imagine if all of a sudden, she's like in this devastation of the divorce and all of the proceedings and all the, the legal stuff and the nasty emotional stuff. And what if you saying that made her think, okay, wait a minute. Like, I get to experience life again. Today is day one.
On my terms is a 51-year-old woman.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool. What a cool story.
I know.
She might not call you back.
She might never talk to me again. I don't know. I will call her. She just might not answer.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's crazy, Leigh. Nope, not today.
Why is Hugh Jackman calling me? I've got enough of her.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Well, what's coming up for you? What's going on?
Well, I am traveling again because it's coming up on the weekend. So I'm traveling again to watch my son, and I am experiencing the oddness. I would call it oddness, or like the uncomfortableness of parenting adult children.
Oh, dear God.
They are adult children.
Diapers were easier.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Did you have it in your head that when they were like 18 or off to school, that not that you were done with them, but just that there was no more worry?
Yeah. I truly thought when they're on their own, I don't know. Do I wash my hands of them? I thought when they're on their own at 18 years old, they go and move out. I just get the good stuff.
Right.
Like, I get that. I don't know what they're doing, but they let me know all of the amazing stuff. Yes. Nothing bad happens because they surely lived it all in their first 18 years. So everything is just responsibility and lots of money and manifesting the good things and making all the good decisions. Yeah. And I get to celebrate. Yeah. And that they love me and that it's all good. And they listen to my podcasts and they read what I put on social media, and they send me the hearts, and they help
I'm so proud of you, Mama.
Oh my gosh. And they tell everyone, my mom is so amazing. She's this leadership coach. She's got some podcasts. You should listen to her. She's so inspiring. She will help you. She helped me. I am the person that I am today because my mom is so amazing. Yeah, and that is the biggest motherfucking lie I told myself. It does not look like that.
As they get older, they will do more of that. They do.
Fingers crossed. How many decades do I have to wait for that?
Their frontal lobes are not fully developed.
Oh,
they are still not even 21 years old. So their brain isn't even functioning properly. And you know how the aliens take over their body at a certain age? Well, they return them at about 21, 22, depending. So they will come back.
Good news.
But it's not easy.
No.
It is not, because then it's their adults. So how much do you do for them? Because you don't want to cripple them. And
I wanted to cripple them this week, but it was with a bat. But it's the truth. Oh, please. Oh, no one come to my door. My son is like a lot larger than me. So, but no, I feel as though someone told me with men, their frontal lobes develop at 25. And I thought
25, 26.
That is a long
but men are not marriage material until they're 30.
Damn, because if he could get married, a little earlier, maybe then it would be someone else's problem. But no, okay, all right, I'm in it for the long haul. Oh man.
So I think 30 is the perfect age. Because they're still developing and figuring out who they are. And of course I say that Logan's 25 and him and Mona have a baby.
Shit together, doesn't
he? He was born an old man.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he went through some teenage stuff, but when he was born, he was this wise little man in a baby body. So he's just more mature than most. But I'm sure if you were to ask Mona, she would be, yeah, he's not that mature. I mean, let's get real.
Okay, well, I got some years left to go then, of drinking a little more.
It is tough. The worry does not go away.
The worrying is the thing. It's not, and it's like now I'm zero control and all of the worry. So it's like this period of time is all about me trying to tell a different story to myself.
Yeah, because this is the time you do not want to make up fucking stories.
Right.
Because you're
not here. I don't see them.
You're not here, or they're not here. You don't know. And you can imagine. And then if you're imagining in the wrong direction, man, you can go so far down that rabbit hole, you're having a panic attack.
Right. Well, and I don't see them to see that my story is not true. Right. So, I mean, it's such a weird thing, right? Because you can go from so damn proud of them to wanting to crawl under a table, like so proud of them to then crippled with fear or crippled with worry, or like wanting to tell them what to do, or like I used to say that I wanted to just crawl into their like bodies and act for them.
Let me do it for you.
Right. Like I can make better decisions.
But then they're not going to learn. And that's what's so hard about parenting, is that they have to do it. They have to bump their head. They have to make the wrong decision. And we have to go, I cannot fix this for you.
Right.
Like, you have to figure this out. And when we do that, and they really have to figure some shit out, that's where they find their magic. And every time we fix it for them, we're keeping them from finding their magic.
Well, and this is with business too. I mean, this is just, I'm listening to you and I'm going, oh shit, this is business coaching. Like, I mean, because it is really what it's like. It's trial and error and figuring things out. And you hope you don't make any catastrophic decisions, and you might, but you probably won't.
Yeah.
And, you know, you really just learn as you go, and you fall into your genius.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, I'll let them fall.
It is scary. And it's true with us as well, when we're starting new things and figuring things out and leaving this really comfy space. It's scary as hell.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, that's really safe over there. Yeah,
Right.
you're not going to grow over there. You're not going to find your genius over there.
Exactly.
You're not going to be who you came here to be in some safe little hole.
Right.
Where you're all protected and
not experiencing anything. So yes, it's been an interesting time, because it's been a few weeks now. My daughter and my son are living together, away out of the house and out of the city. And even though I've seen them lots, because I'm traveling to watch my son play.
Sure.
So, you know, I've seen him more, but you know, and my daughter a few times when I've been in Edmonton, but yeah. It's not for the weak, this parenting of adults.
Nope. But it's going to take you to your next place too, because you're going to learn just as much out of this as they are.
I love this. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. You know
and
what?
Just like that.
And just like that, we're like an hour and a half. I don't know how long this has been, but it feels a long time, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I think we're right a little over 30 minutes, but I think
okay then. Well, that's
maybe
good.
right at 30 minutes too.
Fit a lot of stuff in, but
a lot of stuff.
What a fun conversation.
And I think this is 48.
48. I'm so excited for our 50th episode.
I know it's going to be on your birthday too.
I know. I can't wait. And we have so much cool stuff planned. It's going to be so fun.
So fun. Yay. Okay. Thank you, Sandra. This has been amazing. I will see you next Thursday. Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour. Bye.